Hey guys, I don't know if you knew this, but you can actually start solar with nothing up front, nothing down. My name's Dani Gartman. I'm with the McAllen Roofing and Solar LLC. I'm the acting solar specialist here, and I'm here to make you aware of the incentives that we have. To give you an example, I had a customer come in and they wanted a roof. The roof was going to cost $12,000 to $14,000. And I offered them the choice of going solar. They said they were thinking about it, they just didn't know how to go about it. Said simply just give me your light bill and I'll go off of the usage that you've been using already in your home so I can make the system big enough to sustain your home. I also told them that I can include the roof. They wouldn't have to give me anything down. They can keep the money in the bank and I could finance it all together. Payment was literally the same or a little bit more than what they were paying for light. We have a 30-year warranty on the system and the marksmanship of the installation. So the sustainability of the system, if anything happens, for example, if we go on the roof and we damage a roof, our warranty covers that repair. So just call the number down below and Dana will answer and take care of you just like family.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the podcast. Today I have a special guest. Before we get into everything, my glasses are right here on this thing. As you can tell, we were just scrambling to. This is like the fourth time that we rescheduled, right?
Yeah.
Mostly due to my
third
fault.
Or fourth, yeah.
My bad. Before we get into the podcast, just tell everybody who you are and a little bit of what you do.
I'm Dani Gartman Gonzalez. I am a horn player in the McAllen Wind Ensemble. We have a concert coming up. But I don't know if you want anything else.
I want as much as you can give me, like your history and how you got into.
I've been playing horn for 20 years. My mom actually taught me.
Okay.
And so now we play together in the wind ensemble.
Oh, y'all play together?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're the only two women in our section, but.
Wow.
But yeah, it's really special, like for us.
That's cool.
To play together.
How does that relationship, like how has that relationship been since you've had?
Well, when I moved back after college, we've been pretty close. And then I got the chance to like play with her in our orchestra at church. And then when she retired, this opportunity opened up. So
how many are in the actual wind ensemble?
We have about 65 to 70.
That's quite a few people.
Mm-hmm. It's a good sized group.
When I was listening to y'all playing the other day, I was like, "Ooh, man, sounds so cool!" Because I get to navigate and like sit in people's chairs where they would be playing.
Yeah.
So I have like a very unique point of view.
I noticed. And then we have the night that you were there was our first night with the electric guitar.
Nice.
Also,
is that something new?
It just depends on what the music calls for, and in that case, that specific song needed an electric guitar.
I got you. That's like a whole extra layer of like just, I guess, a whole extra layer because I haven't seen that before. Did y'all have that last year?
No, we didn't have. Well, we didn't have anything last year.
The year before.
But the year before, no, we didn't have an electric guitar. We've had a piano, a keyboard before, and it just depends on what the music calls for.
During the whole COVID thing, when everything was shut down, how were y'all as like an ensemble? Like,
we weren't like an ensemble at all. Like we could do like individual or like small group videos, but like my mom and I didn't play for a whole year.
Wow.
And that's the longest she's ever gone. I had 2 years between college and playing again, but it was.
You were super rusty?
Yeah, we had to send the horns to the shop.
Wow.
So they hadn't been touched in a year. So when we got to come back to practice for the 4th, it was just kind of like, we have to go to take this to get work done.
How long did everybody do that? Like everybody was out of practice?
There were some band directors, and so like they were still like practicing, and then there were some that just liked to practice.
I remember I used to play I went to state in high school for the bari sax, and I played all the saxophones, and I tried to pick up a sax a few years ago. It was horrible.
Well,
I don't remember.
That's so sad because we need a bari sax.
It's so cool. I love the warmness and the deep sound of a bari sax, but it's gone. Like I don't have that in my head anymore.
I thought that's what was going to happen to me after not playing for the 2 years right after college, but it was like nothing.
Well, how long had you been playing before?
Up to college, maybe about 15 years.
Oh, 15 years. Okay. Yeah, because I remember I was playing saxophone probably from like junior high to high school.
Yeah.
And then high school was a blur. Sorry.
No, me too. It's okay.
And then after that, I just went to college for a couple years, and then I just lost it. And then after then to like maybe 15 years ago, 10 years ago, it's just gone.
Did you play in college?
No, I didn't.
See, I did.
Yeah,
it was part of my scholarship.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And where'd you go to college?
The University of Mississippi.
How's it over there?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah?
It's awesome. We're going to the Sugar Bowl this year.
Nice.
Sorry.
I can tell you.
I love football.
I could tell. Any professional sports like Cowboys, Texans?
No, we don't.
Nothing?
My family doesn't do the NFL.
Oh,
no.
man.
And then our players retired. So.
Oh, wow.
So there's like nothing left.
So what's coming up for the Wind Ensemble?
We have 4 concerts planned this season. We have the Christmas concert on the 17th, and then we have one in February, April, and May.
Okay. So y'all are pretty active.
Mm-hmm. Normally we have a Veterans Day concert, and that starts off our season. But since we didn't meet for so long, and then we still had like 2 months off between the July 4th and when we were going to start again. And then there was all the conflicts with like the band stuff because last year they didn't get to do it. So everybody got to like have a chance at state this year. So, and several of the directors in our group, their groups went to state. So
the people that make up the ensemble, there's a lot of band directors and then like enthusiasts that just kept up with it throughout the year.
We have band directors. We have some PAs like the physician's assistants. We have a couple professors, some of music, some of not.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's a retired band director.
Okay.
I teach algebra.
Do y'all get paid? No, so it's just out of the goodness of your heart. So everything that you hear from the ensembles that you're at like parades and everything, right?
Well, no, we don't go to parades.
What was didn't y'all just play recently?
Yeah, at the July 4th. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one that we do. That's I guess not like in the concert venue in the Performing Arts Center.
So y'all just doing it because you love the stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah, like if somebody asks either me or my mom to play, then we'll go because we get to play.
Do y'all do that during Christmas time when the family's around, or they had enough of it?
No, actually, my husband heard me play for the first time like a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I don't play in front of people.
Practice?
I do, but not when he's there. Like
interesting.
Like he'll go somewhere, and then my mom will come over and we'll practice together.
Okay.
But the dogs don't like it, so they go outside.
You know, what's interesting is a buddy of mine plays really good guitar. From what he says, I have never heard him.
Yeah.
But supposedly he's really good. What is it that you won't play in front of your husband?
Well, I actually haven't ever played French horn. I played the marching instrument in front of him, which I'm way better at than French horn. But it's not a concert, instrument. So I don't know. I've always had like this intense stage fright.
Really?
Yeah. If I wasn't sitting in the middle of like the wind ensemble, like if people could see me, we'd have some issues.
So
I would
you
not
just
be playing.
duck a little bit lower and play a little lower?
Yes. And then the fact that like there's horns on this side and horns on this side, like
there's a lot of people.
Yes.
So you would never play a solo?
No. I tried in high school once because I was first chair. And I got so sick the night before.
Really?
Yeah, the second chair ended up playing it.
Wow.
So like there was no my dad thinks that it's his fault because he was a theater teacher. And so to have a daughter that has stage fright. He picked me up from kindergarten nap time one time to be a little Indian that ran across the stage in Peter Pan. And I sat backstage and cried.
Oh, man. So that's funny because, I guess you were saying that you used to be in radio.
Yeah, but nobody sees me.
Nobody sees you.
Yeah. And it was also like a summer thing, and I had like the all request hour, and it was a college radio station. I think it's one of the 2 in the country.
Are you starting to get over your fear of
No.
No?
No.
So you'll never play a solo with them?
No.
I find that interesting because being in a band is like being in front of people, showing people your talents.
Yeah, but if I'm
one of
not
60
by myself, one of 60. It's a lot easier.
I get you. Okay, cool. What's the most interesting thing that's ever happened in an ensemble? Like some weird story that maybe people don't know, that when they're actually the concert's going on, only you all will kind of get it.
Well, not last year, 2 years ago, the person who was reading the script for our songs kind of like skipped one. So all of us had to be like, oh no, we have to like skip this one. And so I don't know if we have a video or not, but like we could see people like, hey, we changed the song. Like flip your music. And then the oboe section for our last like fun song, they didn't tell anybody, which is okay because, it's their own thing. But for our last like fun song, they pulled out like these Christmassy headbands and put them on. Yeah. And my mom and I were just like, wait, what? But
that's funny.
It's just background stuff. Like we crack jokes all the time.
While you're playing on stage?
No, not while I'm playing on stage. No. During rehearsal when we're like not actually playing.
Yeah, because you all seem very professional when you all are practicing, but I can see as soon as the music stops, you're like, all right, we're regular people here.
We were playing and I wouldn't even get up and come say hey because we were playing.
Yeah. So y'all already have that, like that I guess that mentality is like, this is what we're here to do, this is what we're gonna do, and then that's it. And then right after, boom, you go. That's cool. Well, the director, who is that?
Roger Olivares. He's from Rio Grande City.
Okay.
He was actually just nominated as like commissioner of Rio Grande City. So there's that.
Okay. So he's a pretty cool. Busy guy.
Yeah. He judges marching contests, and he might judge concert contests. I'm not 100% sure.
But he's the one that's always been the director, correct?
No. In a couple years, it'll be our 50th year as an ensemble.
Wow,
obviously, I wasn't around 50 years ago. So we're going to have a big thing for that. But no, there's been several directors throughout the years.
Okay. I didn't know it was around for 50 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're having our big 50th in 2 years, I want to say.
Should get McAllen to pay you all. 50 years is a long time. I won't talk about the city of McAllen on this podcast. I love you guys.
No, the city of McAllen is great. Thank you.
Thank you. Have you ever been out to the new convention center where they're having all the Christmas stuff?
Oh yeah, we play at the Performing Arts Center.
Did y'all get to like run around everywhere and stuff like that? Like on the outside?
I mean, we could if we wanted to. Actually, we had a flute group that was at the tree lighting on Wednesday.
Okay. Huh.
So we'll send like little groups to do things. So.
I got you. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. So if people wanted to reach out to book you all, how does that work?
That's a good question. I have no idea. They can email pretty much any of us, I guess, but it's all like president, vice president, personnel at McAllenWindEnsemble.org.
Oh, okay. So, okay, cool.
But only one of those, not like president, vice president, personnel, all together. It would just be one of those.
I got you. So what are your plans for the holidays?
We will leave early the morning after the concert and drive all the way to Mississippi in one day because that's where my family is.
How long of a drive is that?
It's 16 to 18 hours, depending.
Man, that's a long drive.
And this year we're taking 3 dogs. I don't know whose idea that was.
Yours?
No.
No.
It was the husband's.
3 dogs?
I had the cutoff at 2. We actually have 5 total.
Oh, wow.
But 2 don't travel, so.
What kind of dogs are they?
Oh, my gosh. We have extra small all the way to extra large. So we have like a Chihuahua, a weenie dog, a Cocker Spaniel, a Black Lab, and a Husky Shepherd mix.
They all have different personalities. Which one's the leader?
The Cocker Spaniel.
Really?
Yeah, she's the oldest. And she's like, if any of them get into it, she has this high-pitched bark where she's like,
that's
cut it
enough.
out. And they freeze.
That's crazy.
It's great.
That's the master right there, the mama bear.
And the youngest is actually the biggest one. He's the Husky. You may have seen him when we were out wherever at the beard contest.
Yeah. That's cool.
He goes with us a lot of places.
Speaking of the beard contest, there were some pretty nice beards out there.
Yeah, my pastor won.
Yeah.
And he's actually our Santa Claus for the concert. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, he is the McAllen Santa. I think he has a Facebook page.
Oh.
So he can be booked through that. But no, he'll be at our concert.
You know, I'd always wanted to have a podcast with a Santa and then show it to like the kids and stuff like that. It just has not materialized yet.
Well, I mean,
book him.
I mean, you know,
it's pretty cool though. Like that's a pretty cool job to have. Like when you get a little bit older and like you have all the white hair or you paint it white. I know a buddy of mine, Shane, that literally does that every year, and he's like booked every single day. That dude's making some pretty good money.
Yeah, and Jerry's been doing some gigs. I think he had a gig this past weekend with the Children's Hospital.
That's awesome.
So and he really enjoys it.
Yeah, it's a cool job because it's not like Bad Santa or Bad Santa. Not like that here in the Valley. Like you actually get to spread joy.
Right. And that's what he likes to do anyway. So
yeah. But the manliest beard competition, there was some pretty nice beards. I'm always envious of them because I can't grow it. Well, I can grow it that big. It just doesn't look good.
No, and I mean, if it doesn't look good, there's not really any point, right?
Exactly.
No, but with them, it's all like...
It's combed
nicely,
pretty.
yeah.
It's beard oils and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I only use it like a few days leading up to the event because I know I have to kind of like be there and host it, obviously.
Yeah.
But 5x5 is a really cool place. George Rice has been on my podcast before. You know George?
No.
No. So we
were there because of Jerry.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Well, that's good to hear. But George has always been a staple in Mission. Like he's actually going to open a distillery in Edinburgh. You didn't hear that from me, but it's gonna be like literally a distillery in Edinburgh. That's awesome.
Super cool.
Yeah, like that stuff doesn't exist here.
No.
And now they're bringing it down. Like, when did you move to the Valley?
I grew up here actually.
Oh, okay.
I actually just bought the house off my parents that I was living in
when
I graduated from high school. Yeah.
Interesting you say that because my sister sent me a Snapchat the other day of our old house that was on Zillow, and it looks nothing like the place that we grew up in.
Now, this isn't the one that I first grew up in. We moved to this one when I was about 15, I think.
Oh, okay.
But it's also the only address that's ever been on my license.
Oh, okay.
So, and my dad wanted my mom and him to move closer to his mom. So that was the only way my mom would do it is if I got the house.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we still have to pay for it.
Yeah.
But
McAllen and Edinburgh are growing fast. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that?
Well, McAllen can't really grow anymore, though.
They're stuck in the middle.
Yeah, and so like their school district is kind of like shrinking a little bit. So people have to like branch out.
Let me ask you this, because somebody had asked me to do a podcast or a documentary on what teachers were going through during COVID. Like, I don't know if we can talk about that, but yeah.
I mean,
Hey folks, there's a pandemic, there's an epidemic, and it's sweeping across the country, and the RGV is a hotspot, and it's not COVID, it's bad credit. Bad credit can rob you of a lifetime of high interest payments, tens of thousands of dollars. It can rob you from getting that dream home or that beautiful car that you've always wanted. Don't let bad credit do that to you. Give us a call, Beretta Credit Repair. The number's on the screen. Give us a call. We're right here in the RGV. You'll be glad you did.
I teach in San Benito. So I drive from Sherryland to San Benito every day. And I mean, I love it. I love my school. The drive's not bad. Last year was the worst.
Really?
Like, ever. I had maybe 3 students total in the classroom.
Wow.
Because they would have to come in for internet usage or whatever. But that was probably the only kids I got to meet. I got to meet maybe like 5 total.
Wow.
And so I have students coming to me this year for like National Honor Society papers, and they're like, "Oh, miss, I had your class last year." And I'm like, "Who are you?" I don't know who you are because I never saw your face.
Yeah.
Like, there's students that I never met and graduated. That's
crazy.
And the thing that I love so much about teaching is like the relationships that you build. And it was so hard to do that last year.
Do you feel like the whole pandemic had like a bad, like for people that like go through PTSD, like stuff like that? Do you think that it's going to affect them down the line from like that 1 year? Because I always feel like that's just like a lost year. But then also you see other people that were still trudging through and doing what they could, and they got ahead. So it's like, what do you feel like?
Well, I mean, I know with like our family personally, it was really hard for all of us because we can't do the stay at home stuff.
Yeah.
We still did the Christmas trip to Mississippi and the summer trip to Mississippi. And because we can't stay at home, and we lost my aunt this past summer, unfortunately, but at least we got to do those last couple trips, pandemic or not.
Yeah. Do you feel like this past year through social media, I've been seeing so many people like passed away or heard of deaths? Do you think it's always been like that? Just social media just amplified it?
Yes and no. I think like people just want like people in their life recognized, I guess, and maybe that's why it feels more amplified.
Yeah. It's just very interesting because I was talking to my mom and she was like, I've never seen so many people post about death. Like,
well, and then with like Facebook and other social media, now you have like the older generation like jumping on.
Yeah.
Everyone except for my parents. So,
yeah.
You know.
Are you on TikTok? Are you on social media?
Yes,
okay.
I am.
So you're on TikTok?
I am.
What kind of videos do you do?
I do some about the dogs, and then I do some about like stuff in my classroom.
Okay. Have you gone viral yet?
No.
TikTok is broken.
I had a video that had like 40-some thousand views.
Nice.
But that was
That's it. What was that one?
It was on the new attendance feature with Google Meets and like how to alphabetize it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was like super dumb.
See, that doesn't prove that TikTok is broken. Anybody can make it on TikTok, I promise.
No kidding. But like the videos that we have with our dogs that are like singing or talking to us or whatever, those don't go anywhere. So like the cute videos don't matter.
Yeah. What do you think about Bitcoin? I try to pitch Bitcoin to everybody because I own Bitcoin and I want to get older.
Oh, I should have. I remember I was in college and one of my coworkers, I was working at the bookstore, and one of my coworkers came in. They're like, "Oh, there's this thing called Bitcoin, and we should all invest." And blah, blah. And I'm like, "That's the dumbest thing ever."
How long ago was that?
2008.
Oh man.
I mean, maybe like a couple years later. I mean, I worked at the bookstore the whole time.
Yeah.
But no, and we thought it was the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, people still think that. People,
No, I don't think it's the
not
dumbest
anymore.
thing ever.
There's a lot of people that still think Bitcoin is an actual physical coin. It's like,
Well, I mean, those are the same people that can't make a phone call
Yeah.
on their smartphone.
Yeah.
Or still have a flip phone.
So do you think like cryptocurrencies are the future?
Maybe. We tried Dogecoin for a little bit.
Yeah, Dogecoin kind of.
And it got to like a peak, and I was like, we should cash out. And husband was like, no, let's just hold off. And it like cut in half in like a couple days. And
I still own it. I'm just holding it until it gets profitable again.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I think we still have a little bit.
I think Elon Musk has something up his sleeve for it. Like it's not done yet. It'll eventually pop back up. But
Well, and he did help all the schools in Cameron County.
Yeah.
He gave us all grants for
people have a hard time dealing with that because they're like, from the outside in, they're like, he's just buying these people. What do you feel about that?
Well, when it comes to school districts, the majority of school districts in the country are underfunded. So anyone who comes in and is like, hey, I want to help out school districts maybe in a lower income area like the Valley, then to me it's great.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's like, hey, buddy, I'm buying in so I can get some?
No. Actually, the only thing that we've gotten other than like what the grants bought us was our students get to go to SpaceX every so often.
Oh, really?
Like we do field trips there.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't go.
Have you gone? You haven't gone out there?
No.
Oh man, I have not been out there. I want to go out there. If you all are listening and comment if you have been out there, because I've been wanting to go out there. I have the Tesla, and supposedly like it'll pop up something when you get close enough.
Really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
Like a rocket type of thing or something like that.
That's cool.
But I haven't.
On the island, we were on the island a couple weekends ago, and we went through that sand castle thing. And there's a castle that like kind of melds into a rocket, and it has like Elon Musk's face on it.
Really?
Yes. So like in the sand sculpture.
Interesting. I was just at the island this past weekend. A lot of people were out there. Tons of people.
A couple of our church members went out there. They wanted to go for the PSJA, whatever the PSJA one was.
Yeah, and they also had the carnival, or not carnival. Yeah, it was a carnival also, and then like they had something else out there with live music. But by the time we got there, it was like 6:45 or 7. We couldn't find it. Like it wasn't there anymore. But anyways,
Pop-up carnival.
Pop-up carnival. You kind of need those. When I was at the island, also, I have a buddy of mine that works for the paper. Do you ever get the go-karts, the golf carts?
We did actually when we were there. We were there for our church retreat.
You know, locals hate that.
I know.
They hate
but
it.
we went through like the drive-through at Whataburger, and like we had like 4 kids on the back. Like I mean, all buckled in, all legal.
Yeah, but
like,
locals hate that.
I bet. I mean, I bet.
It's crazy. But I always have fun. Like they gotten cheaper too.
I mean, I feel like because it's the off season also.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like if I lived there, I would have a golf cart that I like drove around
exactly.
everywhere. My parents live in a small gated community, and with the house that they just bought, the couple left their golf cart, and my brother just goes around the neighborhood. When it's like a really small neighborhood.
That's the perfect way to do it, though.
I know.
Like I'd get in the golf cart and just cruise around anywhere,
No
everywhere.
kidding. Yeah, same here.
So that the Queen Isabella Causeway collapse, our documentary just won Best Feature.
Yeah. I was 11 years old when it happened.
11 years old. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. I remember the Tuesday before that, and then I remember that.
Wow. What was going through your head? I mean, you're 11 years old, but...
Well, yeah. I mean, I had a friend at the time her family would always go to the island every weekend. And so, so when she came back to school I guess she was at school on Monday, I don't remember. But she was just like, well, we're still going to go. We just have to wait a couple hours and ride the ferry. And to me, that was just like the craziest thing ever. Like, why go at that point?
It's crazy because even at that time, like when people had to take ferries, there was like so much trash on the floors, and it's crazy that people would still go.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I mean, when you have something that you do all the time, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of like tradition. And it's also a new adventure to get on a ferry.
Yeah, that's true.
That's pretty cool. I mean,
that's true. I don't think I've ever been on a ferry.
I don't think ever. What's great in Mississippi, they should have.
Well, we've been on riverboats.
Riverboats.
But not ferries.
Not ferries. Okay. So before we finish out the podcast, let everybody know the dates again. That way they can join.
The date for the Christmas concert is December 17th at 7:30. Tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster. It's at the McAllen Performing Arts Center. Really nice venue to play in.
I love that
place. It's one of my favorite places that I've ever played.
Yeah.
The acoustics are amazing. But I think they're $13 for general admission, and that includes all the fees and everything. And we'll have Santa. So there's that.
Santa will be there. Have you ever heard any haunted stories about the PAC Center?
No, because it's brand new.
And who knows?
No, it's brand new.
I heard it was built on a cemetery.
So
I'm joking.
I heard that about several schools too, but you know.
All right, guys. So thank you very much for joining the podcast. Dani Gartman, thank you very much.
No problem.
Guys, make sure you go and support McAllen Ensemble and catch this Christmas stuff. It's about to finish, and it's perfect for the kids. I've noticed that everybody wants something to do now after the pandemic.
Yes.
Because they've been cooped up so long. So make sure you go out and support, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Hey guys, I don't know if you knew this, but you can actually start solar with nothing up front, nothing down. My name's Dani Gartman. I'm with the McAllen Roofing and Solar LLC. I'm the acting solar specialist here, and I'm here to make you aware of the incentives that we have. To give you an example, I had a customer come in and they wanted a roof. The roof was going to cost $12,000 to $14,000. And I offered them the choice of going solar. They said they were thinking about it, they just didn't know how to go about it. Said simply just give me your light bill and I'll go off of the usage that you've been using already in your home so I can make the system big enough to sustain your home. I also told them that I can include the roof. They wouldn't have to give me anything down. They can keep the money in the bank and I could finance it all together. Payment was literally the same or a little bit more than what they were paying for light. We have a 30-year warranty on the system and the marksmanship of the installation. So the sustainability of the system, if anything happens, for example, if we go on the roof and we damage a roof, our warranty covers that repair. So just call the number down below and Dana will answer and take care of you just like family.